Lesson 8.2 is on finding the perimeter of composite shapes. Now, a composite shape is kind of like the combination of a couple shapes put together, okay? Kind of like in this example, all right? We kind of have a combination of like two rectangles put together. All right, here we don't have like a necessary specific shape, but we have kind of a couple objects that we can kind of put together that they are formed and called a composite shape. So we're finding the perimeter again in this lesson, so we'll be finding the outside area, okay? You're gonna have a couple problems where you have to have a grid and there's an object on a grid and you just gotta count the lines or spaces between our outside objects to figure out our perimeter. And then we also have just composite shapes where we gotta kind of puzzle some pieces together and figure out the perimeter of those composite shapes that way, okay? So when I have a grid, okay, when I have an object on a grid, all right, we just count from one line to another, all right, or from one corner to another corner as one, okay? So right here, from this corner here to that corner there, okay, that is 1 unit, right? So I'm gonna put a little marking there so I remember that I counted it, all right? And then from there to there is also another unit. From there to there is another unit. Now here we have a line that's going kind of diagonally through a corner. So I'm gonna save the ones that go kind of partially through our box to the very end. I'm gonna count up the full lengths first and then kind of go and take care of the diagonals second. So right now I have 3. Now I'm gonna go from here to here, which is 4. There to there is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm gonna write that number over to the side so I don't forget it. So I know with like our lines that go perfectly from one corner to another, I have 10. Now I'm gonna take care of my diagonals. Now the rule of thumb here, like on this diagonal line, we're gonna count that as 1.5 because when it goes through a diagonal, all right, it's actually a little bit longer than if it were to just go from one corner to another. So anytime it diagonally passes through a box, we're gonna count it as 1.5. So here, this is a diagonal, so that's 1.5, and that's 1.5. 1.5 and 1.5, we're up to 3. From here to here, I have another diagonal, 1.5, so we're up to 4.5, and then another 1.5, I have 6 total just from my diagonal, so I have 6 there. So I had 10 perfect corner to corner boxes, and then I had a total of, we would say, 6 units in my diagonals combined, and then we just need to add them together. 6 units, or sorry, 16 units, okay? All right, next one, we're gonna count our perfect corner to corner boxes first. So from here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? I'm gonna write that number over to the side. So I have 8 units so far, just dealing with my perfect perimeter corner to corner boxes. Now here, I know this isn't drawn very well, but this is kind of supposed to be a half circle, okay? So we just learned last lesson how to find the perimeter or circumference of a semi or half circle. So we needed to take 3.14 times the diameter and divide it by 2, okay? Well, we need to figure out what the diameter of this is, right? It's kind of this line, imaginary line that passes through what we would say the middle of the circle. So from there to there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the diameter is 4. So we're just gonna plug 4 in for our variable. So 3.14 times 4 divided by 2. Now I could take 3.14 times 4 and divide it by 2. I could take 4 divided by 2 and take it times 3.14. And that's what I'm actually gonna do to kind of save myself a step. So I'm gonna kind of just take care of this first, and then whatever I get, multiply it by 3.14. Well, 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? So all I need to really do is take 2 times 3.14. You'd get the same answer if you took 3.14 times 4 and then divided it by 2. This way that we're gonna do here is just gonna save us a little bit of time. So 3.14 divided by 2, move it back twice, 6.28. Sorry, you weren't able to see that. So that means that this length right there altogether, because of the diameter of being 6, this arc or half circle is 6.28. Okay? And now all we need to do is add 8, which what we already had, plus our 6 and 28 hundredths, which is the arc, to figure out the area, or sorry, the perimeter or the outside object of all of it, right? So 14 and 28 hundredths units. Okay? All right, last example here, okay? We need to add up all the outsides. Now we have two lengths that were not given to us, but we have enough information to kind of puzzle that together, okay? So if the distance from all the way to the top to all the way to the bottom, okay, all right, we know from here to here is 6, and from there to there is 7, right? So we would just add those together to figure out this total length. So 6 plus 7 is 13. So that means that if I just imaginary extended that line to here, right, that distance also from there to there are the same. So if this is going to be 13, this is going to be 13, okay? Now, I know that this is 6, so this is like a rectangle. This line is also going to be 6 inches, okay? And if I know that this is 6 inches from there to there, from here to here is also 6 inches, which means from here to here, if there's only 13, there's only 7 left over for this length, okay? And now to find this bottom one, okay, from here to there, right, is 12 inches. And then from there to our end is our last 3 inches. We just combine 12 and 3, right, to get 15. So I just kind of had to use some of the lengths and puzzle that together to find our missing lengths. Now we have all the outsides, right? We have all of our outside lengths, yeah. So we're going to take 15 plus 8, okay? We're at 22 right now. 22 plus 6, we're at 28. 28 plus 3, we're at 31. 31 plus 6 is 37. 37 plus 12 is 49. And 49 plus 7 is 56. So that guy would be 56 units. That would be the outside length of all the sides added together, okay? So on this lesson, you are just adding up all the outsides, all right, with composite shapes. All right, homework is on page 328. We'll do 3 through 15.